Welcome. Today we're diving into Ecclesiastes chapter 5.
Yeah, it's a fascinating chapter, really practical stuff in there.
Absolutely. It tackles how we act in sacred spaces, promises, power, wealth, and maybe where real satisfaction comes from.
So our goal is to unpack that wisdom, see what it offers us today.
Okay, so it kicks off right away with advice about going to the house of God.
It does. Guard your steps, it says. Go near to listen, not just to offer the sacrifice of fools.
And it adds that these fools don't even know they're doing wrong. Why listening specifically?
Well, I think it's about being intentional, right? Being present and reverent, not just, going through the motions.
Like empty ritual versus genuine connection.
Exactly. And that leads straight into the advice on speech. Don't be quick with your mouth, hasty in your heart.
Because God is in heaven and you are on earth, so let your words be few. That's quite a powerful image.
It really is. It contrasts thoughtful, minimal words with the foolish speech that comes with many words.
Compares it to dreams born from many cares. Lots of noise, but...
Meaningless,
Yeah.
ultimately. The message is clear. Approach God with awe, with care in your words.
And that focus on words, it flows right into the next topic, vows.
Oh, absolutely. The text is really blunt here. If you make a vow to God, fulfill it, don't delay.
Because God has no pleasure in fools who break promises. Ouch.
It even says, it is better not to vow than to make a vow and not fulfill it. No ambiguity there.
None at all. And don't try to backtrack later, claiming it was a mistake.
Right. The warning is pretty severe. Don't let your mouth lead you into sin like that. Why risk God's anger and the destruction of, well, the work of your hands?
It really emphasizes that our words, our commitments, they have real weight, real consequences.
Definitely. Okay, so then the focus shifts, doesn't it, from
Yes.
personal conduct outwards?
Yeah, it looks at the world, seeing the poor oppressed, justice denied, and the advice is almost startling.
Do not be surprised.
Right, why not?
Well, the text offers this picture of hierarchy. One official is eyed by a higher one, and over them both are others higher still.
So like layers of bureaucracy where things can get lost. Or maybe corruption finds cover.
Exactly. It paints this picture of a system where, the vulnerable might easily get overlooked or exploited. And it even notes the king profits from the land, suggesting how wealth flows upwards.
A timeless observation about power structures, really.
And then it zooms right in on wealth, the big one.
Whoever loves money never has money enough. That line hits hard.
It does. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied.
Mhm.
And he just flat out calls this pursuit meaningless.
Why meaningless, though? He explains it, right?
Yeah, it's this paradox. As goods increase, so do the consumers. More stuff often just means more overhead, more people depending on it.
And the actual benefit to the owner, just to feast his eyes on them, it says. Like looking at a bank statement doesn't actually fill you up.
Precisely. It questions the real deep satisfaction in just having things.
And that contrast is so stark. The laborer sleeps sweetly, but the rich person's abundance, it steals their sleep.
Crazy, isn't it? Chasing something that ultimately disrupts your peace.
Then he lists these grievous evils. Wealth hoarded that harms the owner.
Yeah, like someone miserable despite their riches. Or wealth lost through misfortune, leaving nothing behind, nothing for their kids.
But the most unavoidable point is just basic reality. Naked a man comes, and as he comes, so he departs.
You can't take it with you. Simple as that, taking nothing from his labor that he can carry in his hand.
So spending your life chasing things you can't keep, that's called another grievous evil, toiling for the wind.
Leading to days in darkness, frustration, anger.
Yeah.
It's a pretty bleak picture of that kind of life.
Okay, so after all this, the warnings, the meaninglessness, where's the hope? Does it offer anything positive?
It does, thankfully. It pivots right near the end.
Mhm.
It suggests that it is good and proper to find satisfaction.
But where? Not in the money itself, then.
No, it's in the simple things. To eat and drink, and to find satisfaction in his toilsome labor. During the few days of life God has given him, accepting your lot, finding joy in the work itself.
So the satisfaction is in the doing and the living within the life you have.
Exactly. And then there's this crucial addition. When God gives wealth and the ability to enjoy it, to accept your lot and be happy in your work,
Yeah.
that is the gift.
So it's not the wealth, but the capacity for contentment and enjoyment that's key, a gift from God.
Right. And someone who has this, the text says, seldom reflects on the days of his life because God keeps him occupied with gladness of heart. They're present, engaged, not consumed by anxiety.
Wow. So we've gone from careful worship and speech, the weight of vows, seeing injustice, the traps of wealth.
All the way to finding satisfaction as a divine gift, centered on enjoying daily life and work.
A really rich journey in one chapter.
Definitely. So maybe the thought to leave with is this. If the text is right, and we truly burn nothing in and take nothing out, how does that change what gain or loss actually means for you in this life? What's really valuable?
Something to really chew on.